Ever wonder what really separates a champion from, the rest of us? Is it just some gift they're born with? Or is it all about those grueling years of training? Or is there something deeper going on? Well, today we're going to unlock the scientific blueprint that turns raw human potential into absolutely peak performance.
I mean, this is the age-old question, right? Are great athletes born or are they made? It's one of those things we always debate. But you know what? Science actually has an answer. And it turns out it's not a simple yes or no. It's this incredible combination of both. So let's dive in and see exactly how that works.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to follow an athlete's journey through 5 key stages. First up, the spark of potential. Then, building the engine. After that, mastering the mind. Then we'll get into the unseen forces. And finally, we'll put it all together and see what it all means.
Okay, first things first. You got to find the raw material, right? The spark. And you might think it's just about luck, but it's not. It's a really structured, deliberate search for potential. This, right here, is where the journey to that podium actually begins. And this whole process, it actually has a name. It's called talent identification. But here's the most important thing to get. Talent here doesn't mean you're a guaranteed success. Not at all. It just means you have the potential. Think of it like this. It's the starting block, it's not the finish line. So how does this actually work? Well, you can think of it like a 3-step funnel. Step 1 is talent detection. This is where you cast a super wide net, just trying to find anyone who shows some promise. Then step 2 is talent identification, where you start to zero in on the people who might, just might, have what it takes to become elite. But, and this is so crucial, the final step is talent development, because potential is nothing without the right environment to grow it into real polished skill. Okay, so you found the potential. Now what? Now it's time to build the engine. This is where that raw, natural ability gets forged in the fire of sports science. It's how you create a true, high-performance machine. When it comes to building endurance, athletes have 2 main tools in their toolbox. First, you've got continuous training. This is your classic long, steady-state cardio. Think of a long run. It's great for building a solid aerobic base. But then, you have interval training, and this is a whole different beast. We're talking short, intense bursts of effort followed by rest. This doesn't just build stamina, it actually teaches your body to recover faster and push past its comfort zone, which, as you can imagine, is absolutely critical when you're in the middle of a competition.
And, when we talk about strength, it's not as simple as just being strong. There are actually different types of strength. First, there's maximum strength. Think of a power lifter doing one massive, heavy lift, that's it. Then you have explosive strength. Picture a sprinter just exploding out of the starting blocks. And finally, there's strength endurance. This is what lets a rower keep pulling with power over and over, even when their body is just screaming at them to stop. And here's the thing, you can't just train for one and expect to get the others. They're all completely distinct skills.
But look, you can have the most powerful body in the world, but it's kind of useless without an equally powerful mind to control it. This right here is the psychological edge. And honestly, it's often the one thing that separates the good athletes from the truly great ones. So let's talk about something a little controversial, aggression. Now, most of us hear that word and think of, anger, losing control, something negative. But in the world of sports, aggression can be an incredibly powerful tool. The whole key is knowing how to channel it. And this is where the difference in intent becomes so important. See, on one hand, you've got hostile aggression. This is pure, raw anger, where the main goal is just to harm your opponent. Yeah, that's what gets you a penalty. But on the other hand, you have what's called instrumental aggression. This isn't driven by anger at all. It's a channeled, focused intensity where the goal is to win, to make that perfect tackle, to score that crucial point. It's not about hurting anyone. It's about using aggression as a strategy.
All right, now let's talk about the invisible forces at play. The hidden rules that govern every single jump, throw, and stride on the field, on the court, anywhere. Yeah, we're talking about the physics of sport. And you probably remember this one from science class, right? Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. I know it sounds a little abstract, but I promise you, this simple law is the fundamental secret behind literally every move an athlete makes.
I mean, just think about it for a second. A swimmer isn't just magically moving forward. No, they are pushing the water backward with incredible force, and it's the water's equal and opposite reaction that propels them forward. Same for a gymnast. They push down on the ground, and the ground pushes them up into the air. Every jump, every throw, every single stroke,
It's really like a conversation with the laws of physics. So, after all that, what does it all mean? Let's pull all these different threads together and take a look at the complete blueprint of what makes an athlete.
It's kind of like a formula for greatness, isn't it? You start with potential. That's the starting block, not the finish line. Then you use scientific training to build the physical engine. You have to have a mastered mind to channel that aggression and keep you focused. And finally, everything is governed by the laws of physics, the basic rules of the game. It's not one thing, it's all of them working together.
So as you can see, becoming an elite athlete isn't magic. It really is a science. It's about discovering potential, building the body, training the mind, and mastering the physics of motion. The science of sports is absolutely everywhere. Which leads to one final question. What's your hidden potential?